Dunkin' Treats.
Welcome, Dippers, to our first episode of Chips and Dips, where we will be taste testing and commenting on chips that are delicious, hopefully, and are very dippable. So thank you for joining us today. So we have Adam, who's a chip connoisseur, and Abigail, another chip connoisseur. And Adam, what three Doritos are we going to be looking at today?
We got the Flamin' Hot Limon, the Flamin' Hot Nacho, and my favorite, at least not that I've tried it, but my hopeful favorite is the tapatio. So we got three spices.
Yeah, it is going to be hot. What are you thinking, Ab?
I think it's going to be wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay. Yeah. You think you're gonna be able to handle the spice?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll pay for it in advance.
I didn't grab any water.
Yeah. You're probably gonna want some waters. I think maybe in future episodes we'll have some bean dip or refried beans or something, or some some nacho cheese dip. Some dips, because that's what you do. You dip the chip. Single dip, not multiple dip, unless you're on your own, right? We don't double dip the chips.
I'm sure it's fun to make a little bit of like homemade salsa or something.
Yeah, some salsa. Probably salsa. Yeah, we'll have to have a couple of dips. I think next time we'll look into that. But in the meantime, we'll just for these three, we'll just kind of taste them, and then we'll kind of give some comments on the flavor, whether it matches what it says. And two of them say flaming hot, and so I would presume that they better have some spice to verify the fact that they say that they're hot. And so we'll kind of go from there, and hopefully it'll be entertaining and informative, and maybe you'll be able to check them out and give your opinion of what you think of them. So, Adam, which one should we try first?
I'm saying the lemon because I have a mention on, so it actually has the new Wonder Woman thing on the front. So
84?
yeah.
Wonder Woman 84? Okay.
Yep.
There
so
you
they
go.
got to be pretty confident in these chips sell, because the other ones do not have that.
Yeah,
so they must think that these are going to sell more.
Yeah, by the way, I do think the tapatio flavor has been out for a little while. I think a while ago I had those before. And we eat a lot of tapatio. We've got tapatio everywhere. We've got jars of it, and then we keep it out as well. So there's a lot. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this might be my new favorite.
Sniffing them? Yeah, this guy better
It
be
almost
careful.
has a slightly like talky smell.
It does like talk. That's
Just a little.
But it's a little different.
Yeah, it's different because it's not. It's not uber spicy to like burn your, singes your nose hair or anything on it. But yeah, it's got an interesting flavor. Doritos for sure, huh? All right, go ahead and grab a chip.
Yeah, you want your fork first?
Get a good
full-size chip.
view of that there. It looks like it's got a pretty good dusting on it.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna make
It's
this up just so that they can
Smells strong.
kind of get a look inside the bag. You got to have your air in every bag because they can't fit. They can't fill it to the top. Otherwise it wouldn't be fresh. Maybe I don't know why they do that, but
I like the color of the chip.
yeah, I'm gonna get one that's got a pretty good dusting on it, right?
Mhm.
All right, we like to taste it. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Really lemon.
Yeah, I just brushed my teeth, so.
That's good.
Yeah, it's got some spice. Here, I'm sorry, we'll get it back over in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I could binge.
definitely taste the lemon, right? And it's good because it's got some heat.
It does got some.
It's got some heat, so the lemon kind of cuts through. I first got the lemon, not the heat, and then the heat starts building, like it always does, like it's still building. But then the lemon keeps kind of running through. It's almost like you're like, it feels like they're squeezing a lemon on like hot sauce, right? So something's hot and you squeeze that lemon on it, so you get that good coverage on it. Okay.
I think that might be my new favorite.
We'll try a second one now that I've got the toothpaste flavor out of my mouth.
Like that's comparable to Takis.
Yeah, it's not uber hot. It is at first, but then the lime does kind of cut it off, though.
Yeah, it starts building, but then it kind of peaks, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
On a heat level, what would you give it? Maybe out of a 10?
Probably a 7. It's not super hot, but it's not cold.
Well, 7's pretty spicy.
I dropped to like a 6 then.
I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit more of like a soft or sensitive
I'd say
person
it's
than
not
you.
hot, but it's not either.
Yeah, it's got a kick, and that's what you're looking for in a chip. It's not like a habanero or something like that, but it's got a kick that you're gonna feel it on your tongue. But the lemon just kind of just flows through there. So that I think they do. Yeah.
I think this one's gonna be super hot then, because these ones feel like they were going to be hot,
But then the lemon cut it, huh? Like it's going like up the mountain. The lemon kind of steadies it out like this, right?
But
Which for me is perfect. I like that. Good pet for you too.
I do like.
Oh yeah, these are gonna be
Because
gone within,
because if that he keeps building and nothing stops it, it just like
gets hot.
infueno, right? You're breathing fire.
Ugh.
So, but these are tasty. 150. Are all these Doritos 150? Yeah. So the Doritos, I thought chips used to be 130 to 140 calories a serving. These are 150, but I guess
depends on the chip.
yeah.
It's not too bad.
I guess with Doritos, it's probably pretty similar or whatever. But very very tasty. Adam, we'll start with you, since what's your rating on that?
I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10 because it's a very good. I do like the that it's not overly spicy because I love spicy food, like sriracha sauce. I love oval sriracha in food. The problem is though that if it gets too spicy and never gets cut off, you end up losing flavor and you end up just dying of flame.
Okay. So, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Solid chip.
9.5.
Whoa! We're getting into the legendary status there.
I'm a sucker for like citrusy like flavors,
Yeah.
especially in like a hot chip or like just chips in general, like the lime tortilla chips that we have.
Oh yeah.
So like these are very similar, but they have like such a nice like flavor just beyond just like the lime, and I love it so much. Obsessed with that spice.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Can you guys imagine this chip with like either like some pico de gallo or bean dip would be good. Nacho cheese dip would be good with that.
Would be really good.
Like just that extra coating, right? And then it's gonna go well with it because it's got enough spice to carry that, and then like that extra little bit. I think especially with bean dip, I think this would be a great one with bean dip. The little lemon will kind of cut through that too.
A new trend too is breaking up spicy chips and using that to like form like kind of like a breading for your like breaded stuff.
Oh yeah,
That would be really good. Is that?
Yeah, it does. Lemon usually, like you put lemon or lime on meat and stuff, and it enhances the flavor and stuff. The flavor of the lemon is not just a generic citrus. It's very authentic, and it's like I said. To me, it's just like taking lemon or like a lime and just like squeezing that lime up on the top of like your taco or whatever else that you're having. And when you get the flavor, it's like that fresh taste. So, well done, Doritos. I'm gonna give that, and I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. That's a chip that anybody can go to. I imagine that chip's not gonna last too long in the house. It's gonna go. So, well done, Doritos. All right, Ab, you want to give us the info on the next one we're doing?
Yeah.
Let's just keep them hot together.
So these are the Flamin' Hot Nachos. I would imagine this is probably going to have a very similar taste to Doritos Nachos, but with a spice level upped on it. I'm hoping that because it's Flamin' Hot, though, it'll be way more spicy, but I'm also hoping to find a little bit more depth to their original flavor, much like the lime, you know. So, yeah. Go ahead and
Slide that in there.
Now, this is also 150 calories per serving with a serving amount of 12 chips. So,
Probably about what would be happening between the three if well, they're good. I mean, that one was fantastic. Yeah, nacho cheese is kind of the all-time OG Dorito, huh?
Oh, it smells like the nacho.
All right, I'm gonna. This smells like nacho cheese. I want to give you the look in the bag.
It says lit on the back. Nacho cheese gets lit.
You know the amazing thing about Doritos, and the one thing I've always loved about Doritos, even I'm not a big nacho cheese Dorito fan. I'm more of a Cool Ranch.
Yeah, the little like flaming hot that the Cheetos use.
Yeah.
That's because it's flaming hot. I think that's exactly why they put flaming hot on it. Because I think that's
Yeah.
It's like they're trying
the cool thing about Doritos is that they dust their chips so well. That's one thing I've always enjoyed about it, and that's why even though nacho cheese was never my favorite, I would always eat it and enjoy it because it's dusted so well. So here we go. We'd like to taste it.
I'm not getting much spice.
It's nacho cheese.
I don't have any spice.
I'm starting to get a little bit of a bill, but it was like very little.
That's disappointing.
It's kind of building. For me, it's building.
Building, but it's not getting anywhere.
Mm-mm.
It's like you start to feel the tingle, and then it just kind of is tingling, but it's like if I put the other one like out of a 5 out of a 10. Oh, now it's still building now.
Yeah, it's just.
It's still going. Yeah, it's still going. It might get there to the other one, but I don't know. Let's try chip number 2. I'm trying another chip.
They're stacked.
These would be good with like a solid too.
Yeah. Great nacho cheese flavor.
Of course.
Very reminiscent of the OG, but it does have that hint of spice on the back. So if you're looking for a spicy chip, I'm not sure this is going to be what you're going to be looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's heat on the back end, not on the front end. Like it doesn't have that like heat like a hot sauce, like right from the get go, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one is kind of on the backside, just kind of tingles, and it's not overbearing. So it's there. So it's like a nacho cheese with a little dab of some like tingle, you know. But
and it makes me think if you want just straight spicy, just go to the OG spicy one. It's hotter, I think, than these. But as far as these, I thought there's a reason they put Flamin' Hot because like we had said before, it's got like the Cheeto Flamin' Hot logo on the back. So I wonder if that's what they did, was if they took in collab with Rebel and Cheetos.
Cheetos? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Are Doritos and Cheetos owned by the same company?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll have to look because we have the Cheetos.
Because I know the
In a
logo
future
is
review,
on the back.
we have the Cheetos spicy popcorn thing, so we'll have to take a look at that. That'll be one of our next ones. But all right, you guys ready to rate it?
Yeah.
Tab, you want to start off?
I think I'd probably give that a 6.5. It's pretty good, but like I feel like it doesn't do a good enough job to really distinguish itself between either like the original nacho cheese Dorito, or to like kind of put itself in the same family as like Flamin' Hot like Cheeto, you know? Especially since I love the Flaming Hot Cheeto like family, so
I'd have to give it probably an 8.5 out of 10 because it's not overly hot. As far as spice, because we didn't go with spice level, I'd give it like a 4, maybe a 3. Because the spice really ain't there much. But it's there enough that you get it, but it's very jangle. But the thing is that I love nacho cheese, but I also love their spicy. So this kind of feels like they didn't want to kill the nacho cheese flavor, but they mixed it with the spicy. So I feel like that's like a great chip.
You know, you made me think. I was kind of in that 6 range. I was kind of thinking that flavor-wise, the spicy nacho cheese Doritos that have come out in the past had a better flavor because it was more like it was a more heavy nacho cheese flavor, and definitely the spice was on the front end of it. But this made me think of a great thing like with nacho cheese. Like I don't know, for me, dipping Cool Ranch Doritos and nacho cheese Doritos in cottage cheese. It's always been a thing, right? I mean, dipping any chip in cottage cheese is great if you like cottage cheese, but Doritos are the chip to dip in cottage cheese because they're heavily dusted. You get that dusting, and then your cottage cheese got a little bit of that dusting in it. And nacho cheese, that was one of my favorite chips to dip in there. And this one with that little hint of spice on that side, ooh, that does add to it because you get the solid. It's almost like identical to the nacho cheese chip, but with that back end spice. And so you add that little bit of spice with your cottage cheese because that's what cottage cheese needs because it's creamy. And so like I'm gonna go up to an 8 out of 10. I think if I was just like looking at a taste out of the 2 that we've just had from the Flaming Hot family, definitely the one that stands out more flavor wise is definitely the limon. But when I'm thinking about, and I think that'll be fine dipped in almost everything. But I think that if you're a nacho cheese Dorito fan, you've got to try these 2 because that little barely hint of spice is a great addition. But they don't reinvent the wheel. That's a new flavor. Definitely pronounced, very strong flavor. This one's more of that just solid nacho cheese flavor, which is a little bit of an added kick to it. So pretty good, 8 out of 10 for me. So, all right, let's go ahead and grab the last bag of chips.
Tapatio.
All right, the Tapatio, and like I said, we got Tapatio, Valentina, Cholula sauce, but Tapatio is the OG, right? Tapatio is always going to be the OG of the hot bottled hot sauces, so to speak. and it goes on everything.
It's
And
the pizza sauce.
and from what I remember, this was absolutely one of my favorites. Doritos used to have what was called, I think they still have a salsa verde, but they used to have one that was just a salsa chip, a red salsa, and it was seasoned, and I loved it so much because I eat salsa on everything. And so at the time, that was my favorite, but then for some reason I couldn't find it anymore. So when I found the Tapatio with that vinegar-based flavor, I ended up loving these. But I haven't seen these for a very long time, so I don't know if they went away and came back or they were always on the shelf. It doesn't say new or anything like that on it. But let's give it an opening, and then we'll give it a whiff there. Yeah, it's a strong smell.
Very
Oh, my.
vinegary.
Whoa.
Hand me the limon. Yeah, the nacho cheese smelled like nacho cheese. A subtle. Yeah, take a whiff of that one.
You had mentioned the no bornage
that's
of
so
the
much
nose
stronger.
heel.
Yeah.
There's bornage of the nose heel.
Oh, but it's not like a spicy like burning.
Yeah, it's like a tomato or something.
No, it smells like salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah. Well, the
That's
thing about
probably-
tapatio
But I
is
like
that.
that. I like that flavor, so I have a good feeling about this.
Yeah, the tapatio is like you get the salsa, which I eat the homemade chunk, paste picante, homemade salsa, pico de gallo, but they add that vinegar base, right? And if you like vinegar stuff, that's what makes tapatio so special. It's like that hot. It's hot and it's got the vinegar, and so yeah, you definitely get a little bit of both in here. So let's. I'm excited to try these again. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those are-
And I want to show the dusting again. Well, always well dusted. Doritos probably owns the game over Lay's and everybody else. Their dusting is they do a great job with their dusting. All right, you guys ready? All right, we love to taste it.
Oh, that's
Oh.
good.
That's a good show.
That's a legendary chip.
Mm.
You got legendary, and then you got chips like
Mm.
this, mythical.
Can you dip this in anything?
You
Yeah.
could-
Bean dip,
Yeah.
nacho cheese, cottage cheese.
Heck, I could see you possibly wanting to use this in something too.
Crumble this on top of a salad, right? Because it's got that salsa picante sauce. I actually on my salads, I eat salads almost a few times a week for my lunch at work. And
Taco salad.
yeah, and all we do, my wife and I both, what we do is we always put tapatio basically, or she has some salsa that she gets from Costco, but we don't necessarily use dressing. We make our own, and so tapatio goes. I actually had tapatio in my salad today, and it always burns my mouth, but the flavor on it is so good.
You know what it reminds me of? They used to have an old Doritos flavor called, I think it was like enchilada, or like it was one of like some kind of like Mexican
It sounds
food.
familiar. I know that the salsa,
But-
these are very close to their salsa chip.
They have a new one, but it doesn't taste nearly the same as like the old one. The old one used to come in an all black bag with like some like neon like accents, I think. Anyways, it had a very similar flavor to this with like the spice, or like, you know what I mean, like not the spice, but like the seasonings.
Yeah.
Not so this chip is like bringing me back to like good times.
Yeah, it's nostalgic kind of. I can see where you get the enchilada thing. What do you guys think about the spice level?
I've had 3 of them, and it doesn't hit an oval amount, but it is tapatio, so it's like, that's what I love about tapatio and not pizza.
It's a good
That's
amount.
why
Yeah.
almost every single pizza place, most of them, if you're dining in, will have tapatio right there because you put on pizza. But I love that about tapatio is that it goes on everything. But the spice level isn't overly hot. At least I've never overly. I guess if you dump that stuff on there a lot, I'm sure it gets hot. But it's the same with the chips. That if you eat them, it's gonna stack up, obviously. But that it's actually like it's hotter than these. I would say if you eat a lot of them.
Yeah. I have it in between. I think that I think the spice is about the same as the limon. Building wise, it kind of gets there. And it probably plateaus higher, where the limon kind of gets there faster, I think, and it kind of dies because the lemon's cutting it.
Yeah.
This one builds a little slower, but I think that the peak will be a little bit higher.
And then this one's just weaker than.
Yeah, as far as the spice, but the nacho cheese is very pronounced. So I gotta go with the third chip on this one before I do a rating. That's
I haven't had
really
tapatio in a long time. That's actually, I'm going for a 4. This bag's gone.
that's just a great flavor.
Yeah, I really like it.
You know, and people put tapatio on their chips. So I mean, and their nachos, obviously.
Well, plus it's a dynamic flavor. Like, it's not just one note. Does that make sense? Like, I like the limon, but the limon is kind of just...
I have an idea, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your limon.
No, it's okay.
You're going for a triple.
We gotta try all 3 together, right? Yeah, you guys game?
Yeah?
Alright, I'm gonna eat over this thing because I think it's gonna fall out everywhere, but...
See if you can fit the entire thing in your mouth.
No, that's gonna be... that's gonna go too hard, but I'm gonna do it like this so I can get a good spot.
Oh, yeah, because you can't bite down.
So imagine, okay. Ratings on the tapatio before we mix these flavors up.
10. Oh,
I'd probably
spice
go
level?
with 10.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Spice level's like an 8.
Yeah, it lingers a little bit longer than the limon. It definitely is hotter than the Doritos nacho. But I'm thinking with the tapatio, with that like citrusy spice of the limon, and then you got that natural nacho that kind of carries like your base. I think like it'd be like having some nachos, and then you have some tapatio on your nachos, and then you squeeze the lime over the top of it. And then you go for it. That's right.
For spice up 5, but this one might get a little bit hard while having 3 different.
Yeah, okay. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go.
The
That's
nacho and the
kinda
lime
divine.
come out on top. I'm not getting much of the tapatio. I'm getting more of the...
The lime for sure, right?
Oh, but the spice off the tapatio stacks with it. Very
It adds it, yeah. So you get that, yeah, it's kind of like that nacho, right? You get that taste of that nacho at first, and then that lime cuts it, and then all of a sudden the spice starts building in the back of it.
This would be really good in cheese, like just layered in cheese.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't put this in a fried cheese. Unhealthy as I'm gonna get at, but like this should be a feel for you. It's fried.
Pile it up, dip it in like breading, then fry it, then pour a bunch of like beer cheddar on top.
Mmm. That lime is strong.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good though.
But it's a good flavor. It's not like oh man, that's, no, it's like that's a great lime.
Gotta get them nacho fingers out.
Yeah, the dusting.
I already like mine clean on this end.
All right, so 10s across the board there. Great. I think all 3 of these are great chips. If you haven't tried these, definitely go out and try them. If you haven't had, I guess Sabritos owns Doritos. I think Pepsi owns Doritos, but I see Sabritos. Oh, that's probably because Sabritos must own Tapatio or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to look into that. But anyway, if you haven't had Doritos for a while, definitely go out there and support Doritos. If they are legendary on the chip game.
They're knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's unique, right? We'll end up reviewing Lay's and stuff like that. And Lay's are great on their own, and all the different. I can't think of there's so many other different brands of chips, but Doritos has a certain edge in a market, and when it comes to the flavor game, obviously, like what we see with the 3 here, that they crush the flavor, and especially when you're looking at dipping chips, obviously, you mean like Fritos, right? What are those ones you used to dip all the time?
The Frito scoops.
Yeah, the Frito scoops, right? I mean, those are legendary. Or like a tortilla, like Tostitos chip, obviously.
Oh my gosh, we
right?
don't have Frito beans.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And so I mean, there are some out there, but like Doritos, because they're already so seasoned and and then you add that to like a nacho cheese or a bean dip or a cottage cheese or something like that. It just enhances things. These are they do well. So thank you again for watching, and keep dipping the chips. Remember, we don't double dip, we dip, and we keep dipping, but we just dip. Go for that one dip, and we'll see you guys next time.
Dunkin' Treats.